2 months ago, I was in London. New home, new people, new city. All set to start work on my third book. Until a single moment changed everything. Now I'm here, 5,000 miles away from London. Not where I planned to be, but exactly where I needed to be. Hi, hello, and vanakkam. My name is Soundarya Balasubramani, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. I'm currently writing my third book, 1,000 Days of Love, running a multi-million-dollar startup called Unshackled out of the US, and creating daily content for LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and sending 2 weekly newsletters. All out of a tiny house on a beautiful farm in Rettinai village of Tamil Nadu. I'm living at a farm called Vaksana Farms. It's a 13-acre organic permaculture farm which has a ton of animals. I moved here about 2 months ago after my London dreams got crushed after I got assaulted on the street. It was a sad story, but actually, I'm really happy I came back. In 2 months, I set up a daily routine on the farm in such a way that I was able to finish writing 60,000 words for my book and run the company and create daily content. So if you're curious what the day of an author, founder, and content creator looks like, this is it. Every morning, I wake up at 7 a.m. without an alarm. And you know why? Because I have to pee. I've been drinking a lot more water lately, so that has some consequences. So I wake up at 7, enjoy my peedom, and then sometimes go back to sleep if I feel like I need some more sleep. And other times I would just start my day by reading a book. After reading for a while, I would generally talk to Rajesh, who's like a godfather and my best friend, for about half an hour, while just sitting on the steps and looking at the farm. And then I start the day properly at 9 a.m. After getting ready, I meditate for about 20 minutes and then spend half an hour just walking around the farm, listening to a lecture from the audiobook on Writing Great Fiction by James Hines. And I would just be thinking about the chapter that I'm going to be working on for the day, because listening to the lecture really sets me up for writing for the next few hours. So the lecture might give me an idea on what to include in the chapter, or sometimes I just like to learn something new about how to write a novel. Once I sit down at my desk, I put my head down for the next 3.5 hours and I'm just focused on the book. Sometimes this means actually writing. And other times it means just staring out the window because I'm thinking about what will happen in the next scene, what will she say, and what will he respond to what she says. So there's a lot of imagination and thinking that goes on in writing a novel. And if you didn't know, 1,000 Days of Love is a novel based on real experiences that happened in my life over 3 years after I met someone named Rajesh Sethi. It's just a beautiful love story and an uncommon love story between a young girl and an old man. If you want to know more, visit 1000daysoflove.com. Around 1:30 p.m., the wonderful people of the farm will bring me my food. My breakfast is usually just a small bowl of fruits, so by the time it hits 1:30 p.m., I'm quite hungry. And you'll also see why in just a few seconds. My lunch is an assortment of food in tiny cups. It includes everything from rice, sambar, spinach, curry, yogurt, and more. All made from fresh ingredients, and many of them are taken from the farm actually. And the food is cooked by a 73-year-old auntie called Kasturi auntie, who is just amazing. So I take a break for lunch for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I get back to work at 2 p.m. and then shift my focus to the second part of the day, operations and content creation. Until 2 p.m., I don't check my email, social media, or my work phone. So at 2 p.m. when I start the second part of the day, the first thing I do is check all of these things and respond to any Notion tags, urgent WhatsApp messages, or social media comments. Once I'm done with the priority/urgent stuff, I switch to deep work for content creation. Some days this is writing scripts for a video or a post. Other days it's shooting a podcast with a guest or writing a newsletter for the week. And yet other days, it's shooting videos like this. I don't have a lot of fancy equipment, so I'm generally just shooting videos on a tripod, my iPhone 15, and a DJ mic that I use. To give you a sense of volume, I publish 56 LinkedIn posts, 20 Instagram reels, 8 long-form YouTube videos, and 8 newsletters every single month. So it's definitely a lot of content, and there is a lot that goes behind making this happen. Honestly, 2 years ago, I don't think I could have done all of this and still stay sane. But thankfully, with time, I realized that if you work with good people and if you delegate enough, you can actually get a lot done in a very short amount of time. So that goes on for a few hours. So by about 5:30 p.m., I step away from my computer and just walk outside for an hour. This is also the time when I listen to some of my favorite songs, I listen to a podcast, or I'm just talking to my parents and friends. Since there is no gym on the farm, I just try to walk 4 to 5 kilometers every day and do some strength training in my room, which I just coach myself on. By 6:30 p.m., I'm back again for the next part of my day, which is the company. I don't currently take care of the daily operations, but I do take care of the marketing side of Unshackled. So this involves writing our 2 weekly newsletters, working on new launches for the company, taking care of copy for anything that comes up, conducting weekly webinars, working on a conference that we're hosting, or in general fixing any urgent thing that comes up, which just always does every week. This takes about 1.5 to 2 hours in the evening, during which time I also try to have my dinner, which is generally 2 rotis and some curry. And then finally, I end my day with some calls. Sometimes this could be a consult someone booked with me to talk to me. Other times it's working with my EA on something, having calls for Unshackled, or trying to meet new authors to network for my book. So I finally close the day at around 9:30 p.m. and then kind of wind down for the next 2 hours by talking to Rajesh, my parents, friends, reading a book, and finally falling asleep at around 11:30 p.m. It's definitely a very work-oriented schedule, as you may have noticed. And the only way that it can be sustainable is that I make it a point to have 3 things as non-negotiables: 8 hours of sleep, proper nutrition, and exercise every single day. Because I truly believe that if I don't take care of my body right now, it is not going to take care of me in the future. Reflecting on these 2 months, it's been an incredibly happy, quiet, peaceful, and just fulfilling 2 months for me, because I got to write 60,000 words for my book, I got to create so much content, and I actually got to run my companies pretty smoothly. I feel any sort of daily routine is something that you experiment a lot with and then create what works for you. So I feel like that's what I've done. I experimented a lot to figure out this routine that works for me, where I keep a clear separation between book, content creation, operations, and company. So I hope you learned something from this. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and if you did, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps. And until next time, take care and bye.